Hi Nathan, so you're a third year design student studying fashion. What inspired you to get involved with the event today?
I've always been a big fan of charity work, and I've got my own reasons as well. I had a relative pass away who had cancer last year, so that sort of spurred me on. And then, it's just, I think Katie's passion for the event really hit hard, and that kind of lifted me off the floor a bit and got me inspired to help out. Yeah.
Yeah, good, because it's also a good way for you to show your designs, isn't it? As well as doing something for charity, which is close to you, which has been affected by you. So that's good. So what's your inspiration for your designs that feature on the catwalk today?
Wow, they're all from different projects. So I don't really have. There's not really a running concept. When I start designing for a body of work that I'm doing, it's all a very sort of gradual process. But there's a little bit of dandyism in there, touch on dandyism. There's a little bit of street. All in all, I'd say there's a mix of sportswear, tailoring. That's my kind of thing. That's what I try to go for.
Cool. So out of all the projects you've done, which is your favourite? Which is your favourite beat? Which is one that you've found the most enjoyable?
I'm quite a technical designer, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist for my sins. So I would have to say that there's a blue jacket on there. It's like a baby blue, and it's got birds bursting out of flowers over the shoulder. I did that in my second year, and that was a lot of hours in the studio, a lot of hard work, and hopefully, well, you guys will all see tonight, hopefully it'll pay off. So.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. Katie showed me it before and it looks really good, so that's good. So who's your biggest inspiration, like designer-wise? Do you have an idol?
Wow. I'm probably going to say the obvious, but not necessarily because of his work, more his life, where he came from. I'd have to say Lee McQueen, Alexander McQueen to everyone else, general public. But work-wise, I like... I've always been a fan of Chris Kane. Anything really. Kenzo's got some good stuff going on. Tom Ford, massive Tom Ford fan. I think if there's one man that can put another man in a suit, it's definitely got to be Tom Ford.
Definitely. Okay. So how would you describe your own personal style?
Personally or within my work?
Both. Like, how does your personal style influence your work?
Right. Oh God, good question. I briefly touched before on the whole sportswear tailoring thing that you'll be able to see in my work later on. The tailoring thing, I've always been into men dressing sharp, and I think it's really important in the climate that we're in today. But the influence came from when I was a kid. I was always into James Bond, and my granddad, God rest him, always used to wear a shirt and tie and a cardigan. Yeah. And because I spent so much time with him as a kid, that, when I think tailoring, I think about my granddad and James Bond, obviously. Who wouldn't? Man, and that trickles into my work. So they're sort of my main influences for my style.
That's great. So what advice would you give to first and second year students?
First years, I remember when I was in first year, a lot of guys and girls, not so many guys, more girls, didn't come back after Christmas, and I think that's a real shame because I didn't really start to blossom into myself as a designer and find my style until late second year. I think it's the course here, fashion design, is it's definitely something you need to give a chance, and you need to sort of, just run with it. It's a lot on your plate at the beginning, but have a bit of faith. You've clearly worked hard enough to get here, so why throw it all away? No, just run with it, definitely.
Okay, that's good advice, actually. So who is your favourite designer and why? Obviously, you said Alexander McQueen, but why is he such an inspiration to you, and who else is there?
Why is Alexander McQueen such an inspiration to me? Like I said, I love his work. Master craftsman all the way. 10 out of 10 from me. Why would he be an inspiration? His personal life, really, like I said, I hope I haven't got any of this wrong, shoot me down. Is just your average guy from sort of a real working class family, born in Lewisham, and that's not too far from where I was born as a kid, and I'm not from the most middle class background. So yeah, no, it just goes to show if you can sort of go from there to there, you're laughing.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter how you've been brought up. It's just, I suppose you've been led by passion, haven't you, for love of
100%.
fashion. Last question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Slash after you graduate?
I think everyone would like to say on billboards, in a penthouse, but yeah, that's not the way life cracks out, is it? Where do I see myself in 5 years' time? I would like to be, I think it's everyone's dream really, I'd like to be on a reasonable wage doing something I love really, but career-wise, more of a focal point, I'd like to end up in design or styling within the next 5 years, and maybe past that have my own thing going on, maybe my own label, be a freelance stylist, who knows.
Yeah. Is that your biggest dream then, to have your own
Have
label?
my own label, absolutely, yeah, that's it in lights for me.
Yeah. That's every designer's dream, isn't it, to have their own label?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you for taking time out of the busy day, and we'll look forward to seeing your designs later.
It's been a pleasure.
Okay, thank you, Nathan.